What's up, guys? Ellen here. Time for another reading. So, I don't know if anybody caught yesterday's reading. I was really pumped up. I was excited about some personal revelations I had had the night before, and I did what, I tend to do is I get excited and I kind of say plans or what I'm gonna do, and then after some slowing down and reflection, I decided right now I'm not going to share on the community post about what I spoke about yesterday, about this split in the psyche of our collective that's been very purposely placed there, because I want to honor the topic. Let me turn this down a little bit, because it's been a very deep, profound part of my own healing of this life and past lives, and I just want to honor the depth of it and not try to be rushed in speaking about it or writing about it. So who knows who's listening and if you were looking for that, but if you were, I like to be a person of my word, so I wanted to explain why I'm not going to do that right now. And that's that. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to ask that our angels and our spirit guides and our benevolent ancestors come through now to deliver a message for the collective, for whoever's viewing, for their highest good, that the messages be clear and concise, and that I deliver them in a way that they can be received. I ask that those viewing be able to open their heart and open their mind and receive the messages that are meant for them, and that they use their discernment in receiving them. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you to the Most High God for allowing me to be in a position to use my voice and to share the light of Source in a way that is reachable and able to be received by whoever's viewing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, you can tell when I've had a day where I've been in my head a lot, or I can tell, because when I start to pray, I have to keep pulling myself back into myself, like I can feel my thoughts drifting, and it's like this constant centering. So we'll see how this reading comes out. I'm just going to keep it real and just see what wants to come through. I'm going to start like we have been with the energy oracle. See if we can get an overall energy or theme, so you can tell if this is going to be a message for you. Oh, Michael came out first. Root chakra, 35, which is an 8. Look, and I'm just saying I need to center, I need to ground. So maybe some of you guys are feeling ungrounded today, maybe up in your head. It is Monday too, which is ruled by the moon, so it can be a day of a lot of inner contemplation, emotions coming up, subconscious things. Thank you, Michael. That makes me happy. And 34, door to personal healing and happiness. I think we're all looking for that door, right? We've got a rainbow, we've got the dove of peace, we've got the lotus blossoms. These could be symbols that you're seeing in your life. We've got golden doors, waterfalls. I think everybody's door looks different, right? Oh, I love this too, because look, with Michael's sword, it's like he's saying your door to personal healing and happiness is protected. I'm here with my sword, and yeah, you don't have to fear. You know, you can stay grounded in your truth. You can speak your truth. And Archangel Michael has your back. Let's see specifically if Michael wants to say anything else. Michael, do you have a message for us? Please and thank you. While I'm shuffling, I will say that, you know, this channel and like the consistency I have finally been able to find in it has definitely been my door to personal healing and happiness. You know, to feel like something that I've wanted to do for a while, which is just share my experiences and wisdom that I've picked up along the way of a very long healing journey. Is definitely my door. So maybe the question too from this reading is just to ask yourself, you know, what is that doorway to your personal healing and happiness? And when I think of a doorway too, I think of, because if we all knew, we would just walk through it, right? It's like, duh. So I think of it more as like, there's a door that you want to go through, and maybe right now you feel that it's blocked or locked. And so it's like, maybe the question is more, what is keeping me from opening, using the key that only I hold and only I have, and using that key to open the door and walk through into that next chapter. Michael, do you have another message from this deck? May take this top one too. Number 30, the garden and the gate. Look, I just said too, what's keeping you from opening those doors and walking out, right? Is it familiarity? Is it comfort? Is it fear of the great beyond, the unknown? Oh, you know what? Let's see what this top one was. Storm warning, number 10. This could be literal. Some of you guys could be in the path right now of Hurricane Beryl. I think we're supposed to get it starting this evening. This could be a storm in your personal life that you can feel brewing around you. You could be this storm. There could be a storm brewing inside you, and this is a warning that you need to find a healthy release or take some proactive action so that you don't turn into a tornado. Let's get some clarity on that. Maybe it's also saying, since it did pop at the same time as the garden and the gate, that, you know, although it looks all idyllic and peaceful behind this gate where you're surrounded by things that are familiar routines and all of that, that what you don't see is this storm coming up behind you. And so there's an encouragement to go ahead and walk through those gates, whatever those gates are for you. Let's see if we can get a little bit of clarity on that. What is the storm warning about, Spirit? Can you tell us what the storm warning is about? Oh, that was a whole stack. Can you tell us what the storm warning is about, Spirit? I hope everybody had a good day. Financial constraints, number 13. Contract, number 6. And indecision, number 8. So these all three came out together. So it seems, for whoever's resonating with this, that there is some sort of contract right now that you're indecisive about completing or deleting or walking away from, and it seems like what the indecision is about is some sort of fears around finances, around being able to support yourself, around financial obligations, possibly. You know, it could be as simple as like a lease, and if you break the lease, it's going to cost a lot of money. It could be that you're dependent on a partner for, you know, having a 2-income household. It could be it could be a contract with a job, and you know you're really living a certain lifestyle because of the finances that job brings in, but you know you're really unhappy and you're indecisive on which way to go, because leaving would mean some financial uncertainty, possibly financial loss if it's like the lease example. But what I always notice in this card is the scales are not balanced. So I feel like the storm warning too, because that was our question, is that the universe always seeks balance. And when you're not taking the action to create balance in your own life, sometimes a storm comes through to make the decision for you. And that's kind of like a tower moment, versus you anticipating and knowing something needs to change and going ahead and doing it even though it's scary. It's like feel the fear and do it anyway, that quote. Let's see if we can get some clarity with the double deck. Bottom of the deck, cornucopia. So I feel like the financial constraints, you know, that is, I'm not going to say that's not a valid concern or fear, because we all have, you know, it costs money to live in this world, unfortunately. And so it can be a blockage to stepping into, you know, a new venture or a new sense of freedom when you do feel constrained by bills that you've already accumulated, or again a certain kind of lifestyle, you know, like having a car payment, having rent or lease. So I feel like Spirit's wanting to reassure somebody that by walking your soul's path, by trusting that, you know, what you're being pulled to is your next divine move, that you'll be provided for. But I'm not offering financial advice, so please don't do anything based on a reading. That's just how I'm reading the energy. And I'm going to start shuffling this deck in 2 stacks because it's much easier. So let me shuffle each stack. You guys are in our laundry / hangout room today, and these are all puzzles that the kids and I have done and put puzzle glue on. That's our puzzle wall. Got the Magician, first card popping out. And I will put the 2 decks back together now that they're shuffled. So again, I feel like this is Spirit saying you are able to manifest something new, something that's, you know, in this direction, that door to personal healing and happiness. It really strongly, with all these cards that came out first, I mean, it feels like the storm warning is saying, if you don't make this decision, you know, it might be made for you, for your highest good, of course. But it's a tough place to be. I've been there several times, and you know, you'll know when you know. And if you don't know and the universe needs you to know, then they'll make it really apparent. So, but you are the magician. You can manifest. What else do we need to know, Spirit? I just picked this music. It was like one of the first ones that popped up, but it's a little slow and I think it's making my energy like sleepy. Oh goodness. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What's the best advice for whoever's resonating with this message? What's the best advice? And then I'm going to ask, what's a roadblock to following this advice? What's the best advice, Spirit? Another question that just came to me too that some of us might want to ask is like, what part of your life or what's your comfort zone? You know, because this card to me talks about being in a comfort zone that is comfortable, but it's restricting growth. It's restricting expansion. It's keeping you closed in. So a good question to ask is like, what area of my life have I gotten too comfortable? And I haven't grown in that area in a while. So we have financial and material changes with the Emperor in reverse. So this is the Five of Pentacles. And this is the major arcana of the Emperor. In this deck, it's called Authority. Okay, so to me, so the advice is to flip this over, to be the authority in your own life, to see, I feel like this has to do with you might feel like somebody in your life has more authority when it comes to your finances, your ability to manifest finances, your ability to be financially independent. And so you've given that power away, that authority over your own livelihood, your own resources, that sort of thing, to some kind of outside authority. And so I feel like since I asked what is the advice is to step into your authority and know that even if changes come as a result of this decision, that you can handle whatever comes. You can use your creativity, you know, you can come up with ways to support yourself while whatever this new chapter is gets underway, and that you do have that ability and that authority. So what is preventing the viewer from feeling their own inner authority or feeling strong in their inner authority? What is the current blockage for that? What is the current blockage for that? Please and thank you. Spirit, what is the current blockage for claiming inner authority for the viewer? What is the current blockage for claiming inner authority? Oh, the blockage has something to do with the heart chakra. So So with that being a blockage, that's telling me that there's something that you're healing right now in the heart space that maybe has you feeling more vulnerable, more fragile. Maybe you feel like taking on some sort of change right now that could create instability is going to make it difficult to heal whatever this heart chakra blockage is. So that you could be having some fears around going backwards in your healing process is what I'm getting. Like that you need some sort of stability or security around you to be able to heal this heart. It could be heartache. It could be just feeling numb or disconnected from your heart. But you're aware of it, and it seems like you're not wanting to jeopardize that healing by making any big moves. So you're kind of staying behind that gate, or in that relationship, or at that job, just to at least take the financial worry off your mind so that you can focus on this. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I would say the storm warning and these other things are coming up for a reason. So Spirit might be saying, you have to, like, there's a need right now for trust and trusting that Spirit will provide, and that what you're fearing is just that. It's a fear. It's an illusion. It's understandable, but it's not something that should keep you from following that inner guidance, standing in that inner authority, you know, claiming that power over your own life, over your own future, that sort of thing. Is there anything else in this deck, Spirit? What is the possible... Let me think of the question. What could support the viewer in taking this step that they're being guided to take? What could support that? The Ace of Wands, new vitality. So I feel like Spirit's saying when you take that first step, you're gonna be surprised by the life force that starts pumping through you, the new spectrum of colors that enters your world, you know, the possibilities that become available because of this increased connection, this, you know, balancing of the chakras, you know, having everything flowing and open. I'm just seeing if I get anything else from this card. I mean, I always hear the phrase singing a new song, you know, with this instrument. And it does feel like a soul song. You know, it encompasses the wholeness of you. Whereas maybe some of the other things in life right now feel like they were either built from a former part of you, like a past self that you've grown out of, or a wounded part of you that you've now healed or in the process of healing. And I feel like Spirit's saying you can trust how far you've come, and you can trust that that nudge you're getting to take the next step is going to be met with support, with new inspiration, new vitality, you know, new life force, a new sense of direction and inspiration and purpose. Okay, I think that was a good one to end with, and I'm just going to pull a couple from the hero's journey to go along with this. This could be additional guidance. These could just be additional synchronicities, messages. Spirit, what do we need to know from this deck? And then, of course, I'm going to end it with a couple animals. What time we're at? Ooh, already 24 minutes. What else from this deck, Spirit? Or not what else? What do we need to know from this deck, Spirit? How can we tie this reading up for the viewers? Some final messages. Number 27, flip it upside down. Question your beliefs. That goes perfectly with that. You know, question what you believe about money and how to make money, how to be secure with money, what it means to be successful or to have enough, you know, really looking at like lack mindset and any money spells that were cast on you just by the things you grew up seeing in your childhood home or with your grandparents or parents, or things that they said about money that got lodged into your subconscious. And just take the time to question that, you know, and see if that's what's holding you back. And then number 14, where you are is where it's at. Stay still until you are divinely moved, which is interesting because I feel like that's what you've been doing. And I feel like now, whoever I'm speaking to, Spirit saying, okay, you know, you've been sitting still. You've done the right thing to take time for this heart healing. You've considered, you know, what is your door to personal healing and happiness? What is the comfort zone you're trying to get out of? And I feel like if this hasn't come, it's coming soon. Or that, you know, that divine shove out the door, or mama bird shoving the baby bird out of the nest is coming. But until then, I think this is coming out to say also just be at peace. You know, don't get frantic or anxious, that you are always where you're meant to be. And if the universe really needs you to know that you're not where you need to be, then it will be made very clear. I love that card. Let's see what's the bottom of the deck. 33, discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo. How gorgeous is that? Look at this too. It's like higher self and lower self like gazing at each other and like about to merge. It's really beautiful. And that's number 33. Okay, let's finish it up with the animals. Which animal would like to support us in the message that we've gotten so far? Which animal friends would like to pop out to support us? Wolf Guardian, you are safe and protected at all times. You've got the wolf and you've got Archangel Michael. I love that. That really speaks to fears too that kind of came up in this reading, because we hold fear in the first chakra. That can be a huge block when we fear that our basic needs, our survival depends on something, and we fear losing that thing, whatever that thing is. That blocks us from being able to feel grounded and safe and secure and protected. Thank you, Wolf Spirit. All right, you guys, I hope everybody has a good night. Love you so much. Bye.